It's 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Welcome to Video Spotlight. My name is Liz, and I'm the producer of this show. The things you'll hear over the next hour represent the views of Video Spotlight and the people making it. All opinions, quotations, in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issue arising from the content of this program. Taylor will be joining me in a minute. Apparently, he has a bladder the size of a pea. Tonight's topic is actually going to be films versus books. We'll be talking about movies made from books and which one we find to be more amusing. Might as well start off talking about Hunger Games, seeing as I'm actually reading the second book right now. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the book. There were a few things in the movie, or in the book, that were not put into the movie. So overall, I'd say it's pretty much a 50-50 toss-up, but I really preferred the book. Then again, I'm also rather into literature, so I feel like I'm dying here. I have no co-host right now. You can always call in to join in the conversation. The phone number is 414-935-2951. All calls and opinions are always welcome, because otherwise you listen to us ramble on for an hour. Books have always ended up being made in the movies, even if you go all the way back to like Gone with the Wind, Lawrence of Arabia. Any Charles Dickinson book was made into a movie in the 50s, I swear. But modern times, not only do books get made in movies, but graphic novels and things along those lines. There's a wide genre, just about, you've got everything from Silence of the Lambs and Stephen King's It and The Stand, all the way up to Ronald Dahl's Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And they keep making and remaking the movies, like the 70s, it was the 70s, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, or rather it was called Willy Wonka. And then the remake a couple years back, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory starring Johnny Depp. Overall, out of the two, technically the remake with Johnny Depp was closer to the original book, but I always will have a soft spot for the Gene Wilder version because it was one of my favorite movies as a small child, even though at times it moved really slowly. I'm sorry, I'm kind of floundering right now because I'm not used to being on the radio by myself. Yay. Nothing like awkward silence. On a fun note, I did watch an absolutely awesome movie the other day. This is completely off topic, but it was called God Bless America. Little demented. The setup is there's a man who loses his job, finds out he's got an inoperable brain tumor, and is fed up with the excesses of modern society. So he goes out and starts killing rude people. It's kind of like Hannibal Lecter would only kill the rude, but this guy does not eat them. He just kills them because he has nothing to lose. Overall, it's an excellent movie. I highly recommend watching it. I laughed a lot at inappropriate times for most people, but that's also just me. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Moving on, another one of my favorite ones I brought up before, Silence of the Lambs. Great book by Thomas Harris. Turned into a decent movie. Who can forget Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins. And then Jodie Foster is Clarice Starling. Overall, with that, though, I did prefer the book, even though the movie did follow it very closely. But, again, there were things in the book that weren't in the movie. Just descriptions that you don't really get from seeing it on a screen. That when you picture it in your mind, it's something entirely different. Bye, Chill. Apparently, I am alone right now. Oh, here he comes. About time. Oh, ooh. I don't know about that, man.
You saying I'm that company?
No, I'm not saying you're bad company.
No.
No, not at all. And now we have a Taylor.
Hi. You want to pass me the headphones? Yay, we're on air. All right, cool. Seriously, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yes, I announced that you were going to the bathroom.
I figured you would.
Well,
And,
I have to embarrass you as much as humanly possible.
well, like, it's really, normally it's no big deal, but some guy I'm assuming a guy because it's, you know, the men's restroom. But, like, he tries to get in. You know, I occupied. You know, and he goes away. Like, literally a minute later, if that, he comes back, tries again. Still occupied. Leaves. And not even 10 seconds later, comes back and tries the door again.
It could be a different person each time, dude. Don't give me that look. All right, so books versus movies.
All right. Did you do the disclaimer?
Yes, I did right
Okay.
away when I turned on the... I am not a moron, contrary to popular belief.
And evidence.
My apathy has reached critical mass at this point in time. I'm going to stab Taylor.
It's alright, I have a bigger knife than her, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, but you don't have it on you.
I'll just beat you with a microphone.
Okay, so...
Alright, books versus movie. Well, let's start with one of the more popular authors, Stephen King.
All right.
Many of his books.
Should we start with the first one? Carrie.
Was that the first one? I thought
Yeah. No,
Cujo
Carrie
became a
Carrie,
movie before Carrie.
Nope, Carrie was actually his first book, and it got rolled into a movie. And while it was filming was also when he was writing The Shining. Cujo came out later in... Carrie, I want to say, was like 1973, 74.
God, that guy's getting old.
I'm surprised he's not dead yet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Carrie, book versus movie. Well, there are two versions of Carrie. I mean, there's the original one with Sissy Spacek, and then there's a remake from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah. I would have to, on both counts, I would have to say book is better.
Yeah, but the movie really started Stephen King's popularity.
Well, either way, the book was still better.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the whole point of this one is just which one's better.
Well, why did you like the book more than the movie? Specific examples.
It was just better.
Really? There's
Yeah.
not a scene that's in the book that's not in the movie?
There's a
or-
ton of scenes that are in books that don't make it to the movie. We wouldn't have enough time to be able to go over all the little fine details and
Carrie
stuff
was
like
a short book, though.
It's still, you can't translate everything over into the movies. There just wouldn't be enough time in the movie. I mean, I read pretty quickly, and it still took me a day to read Carrie.
Really? It only
Yeah.
took me like 2 hours.
I was younger when I read it.
So was I. I was like 13.
I think I was actually like 8 or 9.
Oh, I read it when I was 9, so...
Yeah, it was the one I read after that, and that took me like a
Freaking
day and
clowns.
a half, maybe 2 days, something like that.
Freaking clowns. We don't like clowns.
But I mean, imagine how long, if the book takes the average person, say a day, to read.
Well, we'll say a 400-page book.
Okay. Now, if you were to translate that into movie time, that's like a week.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, pictures.
No, because there's a lot of stuff that is just tertiary background.
Still, if you translate every detail from the book into a movie, imagine how long Stephen King would be, or even better, imagine how long The Stand would be.
The Stand was a 3-part miniseries.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. And they still didn't include everything.
And it sucked. No offense. I did not like the TV version of The Stand. Love the book. I've read the book so many times the covers have fallen off my copy of it. But did not care for the movie.
Okay, real quick. Now, in when our earlier discussion of this, we had talked and decided to include comic books and stuff. But since we did kind of cover that during the superhero episode
Last week.
yeah, so we're not going to go over that again. That would be last week's. We are having trouble getting the current shows put up on both the River West video page and on our Facebook page. So there's been a little bit of trouble with that. Just kind of be patient, bear with us. If you don't like it, go cry to your mom.
If you don't like it, tune in live.
Yeah, that's even better actually, because then you'd know that you can call us. Come on, from 5 to 6, 1 hour. It's not that hard to remember.
Taylor just really likes talking on the phone.
No, I just want some. We still get to have our first caller. It's embarrassing a little bit.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you were more personable, we'd get a caller.
I don't know. I think we should have had a caller by now.
If you want, I'll go outside and call.
Oh, yeah, you can go outside so you can have a cigarette and call in. No.
I didn't say anything about having a cigarette, but there's an idea.
But you know you would.
Okay, so back to film versus paper.
All right.
How about one that's been really, really huge recently? The Harry Potter books. I know you've probably seen them. You live with a bunch of small children.
We own like all of them.
Yeah.
Except for the part 2 of the last movie.
Did you read the books?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Those books were actually what helped me discover that I can read a 2.5 to almost 3-inch thick book in a day.
that was wonderful about those books. It's like they'd come out, people would freak out. And then within 24 hours, there was somebody I could borrow the book from.
Yeah. Well, and only the first one was the thinnest book out of all of them.
Well, they actually progressed the books
Yeah.
with the character's age.
And I got really surprised at how dark those books got.
Oh my God.
You know?
Wonderfully dark.
And it really surprised me because when it starts out, it's this kind of campy, joke along, kid thing. And what I didn't realize Rowling would do was make things darker and harder.
And more and more
as Potter aged, because the original people reading these would have aged along the same road.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he starts out at 11 and it ends when he's 17.
Mm.
So it makes sense. I will say the one Harry Potter movie I absolutely abhorred was Goblet of Fire.
Oh, the tournament thing.
Yeah, they cut way too much out of that.
I know. But that, like I said, that's bound to happen. I mean, imagine how long. Okay, if it would take a day to read the book for a fast reader, just still imagine how long the movie would be. The movie would be like a week long.
Well, with the last one, with the Deathly Hallows, which was the same length as Goblet of Fire, they split it up into 2 movies, which was genius. I mean, they're doing The Hobbit as what, 3?
I think so, yeah.
For one book. That was slimmer than any of the Lord of the Rings trilogies.
Yeah. Well, see, what they're this one, because they weren't happy with all the stuff they had to cut out from the animated one. This one, they're trying to reduce the amount of stuff being cut out.
The animated one was so atrociously bad.
But this proves my point on this, though, because they're trying to not cut things out. So now it's a 3-part movie for one, 2-inch, not even 2-inch. It's like an inch and a half, if that.
It's maybe 400 pages.
If that.
Maybe.
350, 300.
Granted, you have to get through Tolkien's love of using nonsense words.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Stephen King.
All right, so. Let's see real quick. Okay, there was Carrie, there was It, there was
Cujo, The
Shining, Monkey Shines, which was a short story done by him.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh yeah, the trucks.
Shawshank Redemption, Apt Pupil,
Mist.
Stand By Me, which I love Stand By Me.
Stand By Me was a good one. That's the one with the little boy with the AIDS, right?
What?
Or no, that's the dead body in the train tracks.
Yeah. With Will Wheaton.
Yeah, what was the one?
And Jerry O'Connell and Corey Feldman and River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one with?
And my friend Letha looks just like River Phoenix from that movie. It's really kind of funny. Except for she's like a 30-year-old woman.
Oh, Lean on Me, I think was the.
No, Lean on Me was the like high school.
Like 70s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s high school one. Yeah, but didn't the kid have like AIDS or something like that?
I don't know.
I think that's what that one was.
Okay, so
So
pretty
then-
much anything Stephen King has written has been
Yeah.
turned into a movie.
Rose Red.
Still waiting. Well, that was actually written as a TV miniseries. Still waiting on Gunslinger.
Yeah, I know. Then there was there's werewolf one too.
Oh, Jack Nicholson was in it.
No. This
I'm not
is a
sure.
different one. I can't remember what the heck it's called. Damn. I can never
For
remember.
once, my phone went off, and it's not for you.
Cycles of the Werewolf, I think it was called.
Yeah, but Jack Nicholson, I swear, was in that.
No, I don't think he was.
Okay, I never actually watched that movie. Didn't read the book. Green Mile.
Green Mile. Yeah. They broke that down into a longer, small book series.
Well, it was actually originally released on the internet. It was the first internet book series.
Was it free?
No.
Yeah. Well.
Come on, Stephen King has to own Maine somehow. Insomnia, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher, oh my god.
I like the book. I haven't seen the movie yet, though.
Oh.
All I
But-
know is these people poop out mold and then it becomes some parasitic
No, they
creature.
get covered by mold and then they poop out ass
Well-
weasels is what they call them.
Yeah, but I mean, well, in the book, it's like they're pooping, it smells like mold and mildew, and then they die, and then there's this weird little butt weasel in the toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
And their farts smell like mold and mildew.
No.
that in the
Ethanol.
book.
Ethanol.
No, well, in the books, they talk about it smelling, dude farts and it smells like mold and mildew.
No, it smelled like ethanol. And
I-
bananas.
I don't know, I remember one guy just talking about, wow, did something crawl up your butt and mold?
Ew.
Yeah, I know, right? Moldy feces.
Ew. Okay.
Liz, would you like a smoothie?
I'm gonna kill you. There is not enough wine in the world. Okay, so overall
man.
for any Stephen King though, I always will go with the book over the movie.
Yeah, I will too.
Because
for the
even
most
when
part.
he gets long-winded and tedious, it's kind of important.
Oh yeah, the 10 books, the 10 pages he spends describing one brick in a sewer tunnel in Stephen King's It. I'm being facetious on
Yeah,
this one. He
way
goes
facetious.
out of his way
He
to,
gets
to
really-
get the detail, and that's one of the things that people like about him. It's also one of the things that people don't like about him. But nobody who reads his books can deny he's a very good writer.
Oh yeah, he's got a 10 ear for language, but he's very, very good at descriptive work.
Boring you while keeping you on the edge of your seat, waiting for the action to start again, because you know when it does, it's gonna be awesome.
Because he spends 150 pages setting you up to do something really disturbing.
Yeah, and usually when you don't expect what the hell it's gonna be. Like The Mist is one I like. I like the movie too. For me, it's a kind of a tie between the two because the movie actually followed the short story perfectly.
Well, except for the ending.
No, even the ending.
No. The ending, they're still driving. Everybody's still alive. That is one of the few Stephen King stories that actually ends on a hopeful note.
I thought they.
I mean, it's not like Cujo where they screw up and the little kid lives in the movie. Sorry, spoiler. If you haven't seen or read Cujo.
Wait, I thought he killed everybody in the.
No.
Oh.
They were he was driving, everybody was asleep, and he had been going through the radio channels and thought he heard Hartford. Meaning Connecticut, not Wisconsin.
I like the movie ending better.
You would. You're a freaking sociopath.
I'm not okay, one more person says I'm a sociopath. I'll show them a sociopath. Seriously, I'm not a sociopath.
I know.
It actually, if somebody I couldn't show somebody a sociopath because if I got mad that they did something, obviously I wouldn't be a sociopath.
Sociopathy is just complete lack of empathy.
No, it's a lack of emotional connection to others or anything for that matter.
Oh, so it's a fourth date.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then. I always end up comparing these things to my dating life. I think that explains why I'm single.
Maybe we should have Stephen King write a story about your dating life.
Oh my God. That might actually work. Maybe then I'd actually,
Go farther than a fourth date?
Hey, most of my relationships have lasted between 1 and 4 years. So, suck it. Okay, so,
Can you imagine what that book would be like, though?
I don't want to. Probably sell better than 50 Shades of Grey, though.
Nice.
All
All right,
well,
so let's see. Crichton's got some out. Timeline.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, oh yeah. Two.
3 Jurassic Park.
Right, 3 movies, but only 2 were books. The novel adaptation of the movie was done by somebody else
Oh, true.
for the 3rd one.
True. I must have seen the original Jurassic Park in the theater like 15 times.
Yeah, I don't know if I watched it in the theater that many times, but
There was the Dollar Theater.
I know I've seen
and
it
I had no
more
life.
than that in a lifetime. Well, the movie's lifetime, anyways. I like it. I even got Jurassic Park the video game for 360.
You would.
It's a good game.
I've never played it.
It has a lot of timing and stuff, and apparently you can fight off a raptor.
With what?
Your bare hands. They apparently do that in the game.
That's a little bizarre.
Well, a guy gets pinned by the raptor and he throws the raptor off, and it's just like, And the whole time this raptor's sitting on your chest, it's not like digging its big, giant 6-inch bladed claw into your sternum.
Okay, this is not video game spotlight.
I'm just saying.
This is video
Hey,
spotlight.
follows along the theme of the movie.
Okay.
Let's see, what
See,
else
with
we
Jurassic
got?
Park, I actually like the movie better than the book.
On the second one, I'd say that. But the first one, the book was better, in my opinion. With the second one, I think the movie was better than the book.
Makes sense, I suppose.
All right, what else we got?
We've got millions of them. to
Sphere,
choose from.
also by Michael Crichton.
Didn't see that.
And then there's another one, too.
Oh, what about Grisham?
He's done a few things,
The
yeah.
Firm.
Yeah. I don't really watch many of those ones.
You know,
Not-
they're not really my genre, but I do have to say the book The Firm was good. The movie, I think I just have a personal
Isn't it with
hatred
Michael
of...
Douglas?
No, Tom Cruise.
Okay,
I think I
haven't
just
seen
have
that
this
one.
weird, severe dislike of Tom Cruise. I've also never seen Top Gun, so... I just don't like... I won't see the new Mission Impossibles, even though I loved the TV show when I was a kid. Because I don't like Tom Cruise. I distrust
you-
men who are only as tall as me.
You, you have to at least watch Top Gun. It's a movie filled with men who are only as tall as you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With a couple of them a little bit taller, because they got to get that.
Oh, yeah,
mix in
well,
there,
okay.
but-
I'm sorry. I've heard enough about Top Gun to realize that, yes, Maverick, the hero, is an idiot.
But he gets the job.
I'm gonna buzz the tower. Dude, seriously. You'd get, like...
Yeah, in real life, that would possibly get you grounded for
Yeah.
several years.
Well, what he does
very
is
slightest.
completely against any standard command logic. And what is with Val Kilmer and the...
Yeah.
I've seen... That has got to be the most homoerotic movie out of the 80s.
Actually, I would say Lawnmower Man would fit that one, but
Hey. Well, there's another movie from a book.
yep.
Oh, how about really bad movies from books? Clive Barker's The Magician one.
Oh.
With Scott Bakula.
Yeah. The books weren't half
The
bad.
book was
but
I love the book. I love the story, but man, was that movie atrocious.
Oh, well, in that case, then there's also the Hellraiser ones. They actually went from movies to comic books for that.
Yeah,
but-
well, but I like Hellraiser.
not sure if Hellraiser was a novel before. I'd have to look
No,
that
it was
up.
not.
I didn't think it was.
I mean, the storyline in the Hellraiser movies doesn't really make much sense after like number 3.
I don't think it's really meant to.
When you hit like Hellraiser in space, where the spaceship is the puzzle box, and it's just like, really?
Hellraiser at the North Pole.
Hellraiser on ice. I'm picturing Pinhead doing a pirouette on skates right now.
I'm just picturing him like taking over the North Pole and just how bad Christmas gets after that. Everybody gets a cube.
And you get a cube, and you get a... Wait, no, I'm mixing him with Oprah.
Oh, jeez. Did you hear they're supposed to be doing a movie on Oprah?
Really?
Yeah, on her life.
Well, she has had a rather...
She's still alive.
Yeah, but she came up from, like, nothing.
Okay, well, congratulations, but what has she truly contributed that would warrant her having a freaking movie?
She started multiple schools in Africa. She gives away a ton of money to charity.
You know how many companies out there start schools in Africa and money to, and have their own charities and all this stuff, and they don't get a movie?
That's because they own the movie companies and don't want to be known.
What about Salvation Army? Shouldn't they get a movie?
Don't get me started on the Salvation
I'm
Army.
just saying.
Don't
Okay.
get me started on those
They're-
homophobic freak bags.
Okay, hey, that's politics, by the way.
If you're a charity organization, you should not deny charity to anybody based on their sexual orientation. That's all I'm going to say.
Still politics, but I agree. But nonetheless, but Salvation Army, even with all their anti-whatever policies, have still done a lot of good in a lot of countries, and yet they don't have their own movie. Shouldn't they at least have a movie on how they got started and
Yeah, but
all
they got
that?
those annoying guys outside the grocery store with the bells.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't even finish the
I
cigarette when I was at the store.
Yeah.
Starting to get a headache. They pay $8 an hour for you to stand there for 8 hours and ring a freaking bell. No, I'm sorry. I'd have a headache within 2.
Only if I can wear headphones and earplugs.
Eh.
You know, you get paid more for being one of those dancing lady liberties outside the tax places.
Yeah, about $9 to $10 an hour.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good winter job for you.
Yeah, kiss my butt on that one.
Yeah, you're white. You have no rhythm. You couldn't do it.
No, I can hold the rhythm. Actually, out in California, when I was in high school, I had a job as one of the signers.
Oh, you were a Cuban sign spinner.
Well, I wasn't Cuban, but yeah, the sign spinning part. Got pretty
Well,
good
that's
at
where
it.
the art form comes from. Cuba.
Oh, okay. Is it Cuba or just Cubans here in America?
Cuba.
Why would they need to learn how to spin signs in Cuba? I don't get that one.
Advertisement. They don't really have billboards to catch attention of people going by.
Okay. So what I would figure I'd do if I started up a business is I'd get a bunch of parkour runners and just strap, they would have their shirts would be my advertisement.
Yeah, that works if they stop running.
Fair enough.
I mean, seriously. Think about it logistically there.
Fine, I'll strap some of those A-frame billboards on their bodies. And
Ooh,
let them-
sandwich boards.
Yeah, let them parkour with that. Just show some real skill.
I'm just picturing people parkouring down Center Street with sandwich boards on. I can picture it happening.
I could too. It's
This is
Milwaukee.
River West, after all.
It's Milwaukee, period, yeah. No, but let's show some real skill. Do it with a sandwich board. All
Okay,
right.
so can we get back to our topic?
Yes.
Things- Your ADHD is apparently contagious when we're on the radio.
Well, what I really like is there are people who are outside who can hear me
Oh, God.
because they now have speakers outside the doors for the station. And I think that's great because, like, if somebody parks illegally and I see it, I can sit here and just yell at them about it.
Whereas I'm just enjoying the passersby looking at us like we're a couple of fish in an aquarium.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one, too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so back to film versus paper.
Okay, so what do we got next? We've done Stephen King, Michael Crichton,
done all that.
Barker.
How about some of the classic ones that we were forced to watch in high school?
Let's see, The Color Purple,
Animal Farm.
Kill a Mockingbird.
I've never seen or read that.
Really? It's a good movie. I like the movie. The movie, I don't know, both are pretty good. Wow,
I always liked Raisin
that's
in
a
the
hard
Sun.
one.
But I think that's technically a play, so meh.
It won't. Plays in a book.
Flowers for Algernon.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, I think I was forced to watch
Oh.
that like junior year.
Coming out, The Life of Pi.
Oh,
And-
that's already out.
Well, it's a remake, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's been released. But I have not read that book. So why don't you take this one?
Well, I was part of a book club, and we'll see. We didn't actually even read books. We would watch the movie version of the book.
How is that a book club?
We watched movie versions of the books. Gandhi was one too.
See, watching the movie version of the book will trip you up because I remember when I was in middle school, we had to do book reports and take book tests because I had read pretty much everything on the reading list.
Right.
My teacher actually had me write the book tests, and I wrote one for Stephen King's It.
But you did it based on the movie.
I did it based on the book.
Oh, okay.
So if you watch the movie, because it was multiple choice, like, where did Eddie get attacked?
Right. Yeah.
If you watch the movie, the teacher would know right away because you put down the wrong answers.
Yeah.
Will you stop that?
Sorry.
Jeez, oh Pete.
All right. So then,
Alright, so what is the premise of Life of Pi?
this guy's stranded on a boat, he's already on the boat. I can't remember.
You bring it up and you can't remember. Oh, jeez, oh Pete.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he's on a boat already, and then there's like this huge storm, and this tiger somehow gets on his boat, and
What, it's washed on his boat by
more or less.
Okay, then.
And so him and the tiger have to more or less, they learn how to get along and work together to live.
Interesting. You know, most domesticated cats would eat you.
Well, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Otto's already been sizing me up. She's trying to kill me with the Christmas tree.
Hey, I'm the one that sleeps on the couch.
Waiting till she, like, pounces on your head.
Cece does that.
Yeah. Well, Cece's declawed, Otto isn't.
She did it before she was declawed. She's used my head as a brake before. She was.
Well, you're not using it for anything, so you might as well let the cat play with it.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Okay.
She's not the only one, actually. Cats, for some reason, seem to like doing that.
It's the Velcro-like hair.
Yeah.
They can stick to your head when your hair is long and curly.
When I lived with my roommate Courtney, I had two cats. I had Cece, and then I had this other little tiny orange one called Little Wayne. That was his name before I got him. And I remember I was sitting on my bed reading, and he was running around the room, like going nuts, since he was confined to the room because he liked to pee everywhere. And
so it was a male cat, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So he comes running around the room, going roughly counterclockwise, hits the side of my head with all 4 feet, and rebounds off of it and goes the other direction. When he's finally allowed back into the living room and the rest of the house, he's doing the same thing in the living room, and my roommate Courtney's just sitting there. We're watching a movie, and next thing I know, as I look over to him to say something, and not Velcro, sorry, a different cat from a long time ago, Little Wayne comes tearing across, skirts across the wall, like claws and, the high-pitched squealing sound that they make when they do that. And then he rebounds off the wall, lands on top of Courtney's head. Next thing you know, Courtney's like, ah! And this cat's just like kind of stuck to his head and then takes off again.
Okay, so back to our
Sorry.
topic after the amusing cat story from Taylor for the day.
I'm still tired.
Apparently, I think you're like still technically half asleep.
I think so. All right, so
You were tired, so you took a nap.
I did. It was a nice nap. It seemed a lot shorter than I know it was, but
Yeah, next time I have to wake you up, I'm just dumping ice on your head.
hey, it's the water and it's gonna be on your furniture, so yeah, I'm not cleaning it up. So then we got what else?
throw
We had
Otto
this
on
nice list, and I left the laptop at
Of course you
your
did,
house. But
because you have to do that every freaking time. You can't be organized.
normally I bring it. What are you talking about? I figured this would be an easy thing to remember. All right. So we have. What else do we have, Liz?
I don't know. How about the Hannibal Lecter trilogy from Thomas Harris. You have Red Dragon, which was made into 2 different movies. Manhunter originally in the 70s, and then Red Dragon with Edward Norton.
Well, if you got to start with the first one, though.
Technically, Red Dragon is the first one
But
in the series.
I know that, but that's not the order they came out in.
Actually, it is, because Manhunter came out in the 70s.
Yeah, for the movie.
Yeah. And
But-
Red Dragon, the book, came out first.
Actually, Red Dragon was printed not that long ago by Thomas Harris.
It was reprinted. It was originally printed in the early 70s, became a movie.
The book series is still out of order.
Goes Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal. And if you want to count it, I don't really. Hannibal Rising.
Hannibal Rising was pretty good. They explained how he became who he was.
Yeah, he ate his little sister.
I'm sure there's a Freudian thing in there somewhere.
I'm not going there. But
Is there a sister version of, the Oedipus complex?
I don't want to think about it if there is.
Well, just remember, what is that, Rule
37.
37. If it exists, there is a porn for it.
And rule number 38 is if there isn't a porn of it already, it's being made as you speak.
Yep.
Ugh. I'm sorry, I just keep going back to the shake conversation from last night, you jerk.
Wine,
Chocolate chips.
chocolate chip,
And a blender.
some chocolate ice cream,
Oh. Okay, so
an extra ingredient that'll stay nameless on the radio. And a blender. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you ever want to break up with your girlfriend, this is a guaranteed way for that to happen.
I just
She'll
keep
hate you for the rest of her life, and yours, whichever ends first.
isn't that kind of sort of
No.
the normal for you to make girls hate you?
No, not usually hate me. Just, I don't know. Of course, if you give this
the
to
peanut gallery is refusing to comment at this moment in time. So going back to
let me finish this.
No.
I'm finishing.
No.
Of course, if you
Finish him.
give this to your girlfriend, your soon-to-be ex-girlfriend, and as she will hate you to either the end of her life or the end of your life, the end of your life will be relatively quick after you give that to her.
Okay, seriously, stop talking about it because it's making me want to puke.
All right.
Okay, so going back, let's start Silence of the Lambs.
Did you read off the phone number?
Yes, I did. Multiple
Okay.
times.
Well, let's do it the midway point then.
All right.
All right. So our phone number, if you want to call in, is 414-935-2951. Please call in. We have had no callers, and I said I'd give $5 to the first caller. So if anybody calls in the next 2 minutes,
Let's give him 5 minutes.
fine. But for every minute it takes for you to call in, that's $1 less. So the number again is 414-935-2951.
You know, I don't know how to use the phone thingy over
That's
here,
all right, I
but-
do.
Okay, good. I'm glad
I
one of
will.
us does.
I can guide you through the
Okay.
motions of it. You know, there was actually nothing meant in that. She just totally took it somewhere else.
That's what she said. Okay, so let's start off with the one everybody knows, Silence of the Lambs. Did you read the book?
No.
Did you read any of the Thomas Harris books?
Yes.
Which one?
Hannibal Rising.
Okay. You saw the movie?
No.
This just does not work then. All right, let's
Sorry.
move on. Let's move on.
All right.
How about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
I think the movie was better than the book.
Which movie though? Because
The original.
with Gene Wilder.
Yes. I'm sorry. Johnny Depp does a good job, but he can't replace Gene Wilder on that one.
And they just made Wonka a little too. I swear
Fruity?
to God, Michael Jackson,
Yeah, he does kind of come
creepy-
off in
creepy.
a pedophiliac sort of way.
and way too white.
Yeah.
Now that's coming from the girl that glows in the dark. I mean, seriously.
$4.
Seriously, way too white.
Yeah, that was just too much, and then they really made it all about Wonka and not Charlie, which is what the movie was supposed to be about. Was Charlie?
Well, apparently the Johnny Depp movie followed the book more closely.
Haven't read the book yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, did I? No, wait. Yeah, I did read the book. Yeah. What am I saying? Oh,
Classic childhood literature.
Eh. You know what should be made into a movie, but I'm sure they'll probably ruin it and piss me off? The Giver by Lois Lowry. My favorite book in the whole freaking world. Like, I read this thing in, I don't know, had to have been like
Ooh, speaking
fourth, fifth grade, maybe, something around there.
Speaking of favorite books made into movies, Princess Bride.
I've only seen the movie. I've not read the book.
It actually follows the book amazingly well, but the funny thing is because, oh crap, Goldman, who wrote being used loosely.
Inconceivable.
Phrase being used loosely. He actually
funny.
edited the original Princess Bride because the way he told it was the way his grandfather would tell it to him. The original book apparently has like 800 extra pages.
Yeah, I forgot. Fred Savage was in that because it's supposed to be like his grandfather telling him the story. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They literally there was like 40 pages about somebody's hats in the original book. Like Goldman's like, nope, taking that out. Will you stop staring at whatever's on TV?
I think it's Gary Coleman.
What? From TV's Different Strokes?
Oh no, I thought it was. Apparently, it's something about rappers. It looked like Gary Coleman.
At least it's not Gary Oldman. Okay, so what is a book and movie you've read and seen? So that we can discuss something that makes sense.
I think we pretty much covered most of those, actually.
You don't read a lot, do you?
Well, there's a Twilight series, I suppose.
I pride myself on having never read or seen anything to do with Twilight.
Well, then you're missing out on something that is actually a lot better than people are saying. Look.
It's an abstinence-only morality tale.
She wasn't very abstinent near the end.
Well, yeah.
She wasn't actually legally married.
Morality tale.
Either way, I thought it was. You know what? I don't care. People can give me crap over this. She switched between Jacob and Edward like 20 fucking times. That's why there's the whole Team Jacob, Team Edward crap. Sorry.
Bad monkey. Okay, seriously. Book
You
versus
can't-
movie. Interview with a Vampire.
Real quick.
That is. I mean,
Hold on.
Aside from
You can't condemn something though that you know nothing about.
I read the synopsis.
So, you haven't read the book. You can't condemn something you have not read or seen or anything like that because you really know nothing about it firsthand, which means you're just basing it on somebody else's knowledge, which is crap.
Okay, so vampire
Way to
movie
change the
and
story.
book that I have read and seen. Interview with a Vampire.
Queen of the Damned, though I think that. No, that was a book.
That was
before it was.
yeah. There was. I mean,
She's got. Anne
There's
Rice has this
interview-
huge series based around this.
well, she's got multiple series
Well, yeah, I
that
know
overlap.
but yeah.
Although I always wanted to see her work as Anne Roclair made into movies.
Sleeping Beauty series.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that would.
Screw you, 50 Shades of Grey. This is way better.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think they'll let that happen. At least not on regular. It'll never be in a movie. It'll never be in a movie theater. I know that much.
I've seen some weird stuff in movie theaters, man.
No, this will never happen.
I saw Disco Dolls and Hot Skin in 3D in a movie theater.
even so, I can guarantee that that is one series that will never see the theaters, and not in our lifetime.
Okay, well, so Interview. Let's see. There was Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and Queen of the Damned, were
The three that were.
kind of turned into movies. Queen of the Damned.
Wait, the Vampire Lestat was.
Queen of the Damned kind of absorbed a lot
Vampire
of.
Lestat was never made into a movie.
It was a lot of it was put into the Queen of the Damned.
Well, yeah. Well,
Well, no. I'm back. No, the Vampire Lestat was supposed to be made into a movie, and it didn't.
yeah.
Something happened with the funding.
And they wound up skipping over it and went straight to Queen of the Damned, which technically is supposed to have been the one after.
The
Interview
Vampire
with-
Lestat.
Well, Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, that's right. It goes Interview and then Queen and then Lestat and then blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah.
what they wound up doing though is mixing a little bit of the Vampire Lestat into the Queen of the Damned stuff, even though because it mainly follows Lestat and
Yeah.
the other one whose name I can't remember. So they wound up being able to mix it in a little bit, at the expense of cutting a bunch out of Queen of the Damned, of course. But I thought it was pretty good, and I also liked the music for the movie too, especially by Korn, the song in the end. I can't remember what the heck it's called.
Okay, but Interview with the Vampire, that was the beginning of the vampires is kind of soft and cuddly.
Yeah,
And
very homoerotic.
Yeah, Anne Rice has something about just making the vampires as gay as humanly possible
Well,
without actually saying that they're gay.
And still they're theoretically they're bisexual.
Theoretically, I don't know what they are.
Well, no, 'cause, I mean, Lestat himself has sex with both men and women.
Lestat was played by Tom Cruise, which I think just played into that.
Yeah, that helped reaffirm Cruise's gayness, but
Yet he knocked up Katie Holmes, so hey. I'd do it if I could.
Elton John has kids.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I
Elton
think
John.
he's got like
and
2 of them.
Neil Patrick Harris has kids.
Exactly.
They're not biologically his kids.
Oh well, no, these are biologically Elton John's kids.
I hate to see you go, but I do like to watch you walk away. No. Oh, that's right. There's a freaking. Oops. Okay, so.
Way to go, Liz.
It's okay. I'm allowed to be a pervert. Okay, so Interview, book versus movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The book.
The book was good. I liked the movie, though. Oh, God. Kirsten Dunst, wasn't it, that played Claudia in the movie?
Yeah.
So weird to see her now.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's like Katie, or was it Katie Holmes that played Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family movies?
No, that was Christina Ricci.
Oh, Christina, and then you look at Christina Ricci now, and
Yeah,
it's
look
like,
at her. Well, it's funny because one of the last movies she did, Fight Club,
Christina Ricci wasn't in Fight Club.
or not Fight Club. What was it?
Well, there's one we can do book versus movie, Fight Club. I actually liked the movie
book.
better than the book. I have a soft spot for Edward Norton. You can always tell when he's evil because he's got a goatee. So therefore, everybody who has a goatee is evil.
The Illusionist. He has a goatee and he wasn't evil.
Oh, that was the Clive Barker one I was talking about. No, that was a different Clive Barker one.
Well,
But The Illusionist was a Clive Barker.
well, where the guy's an illusionist on a stage and he
Yeah,
fakes his own death and.
yeah, that was actually based on a Barker book.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I have it. I might be able to lend it to you.
Okay.
I
I found out how
other books back from you first.
I found out online how he does the orange tree trick. It's an actual. They didn't use any CGI in that. It is an actual illusion trick from like way back when, like great grandfather's
Houdini time.
daddy's time.
That would be your great great grandfather.
Wouldn't work for me. Wrong country.
Great grandfather's daddy time.
But I mean,
Wrong country.
yeah.
What?
My family's from Ireland and Norway. Wrong country. This all happened in Europe, I think.
Wrong country. Ireland and Norway are part of the European continent.
I will beat you with a microphone if you ever utter such blasphemous words again. First of all, Ireland is an island.
It's on the European continental shelf. It is part of the same shelf as Europe.
Right, but
And
okay.
it is-
Well, let me rephrase from saying Europe. England.
Okay, screw England. We
Even-
can blow them up because, you know, if the ice caps keep melting at their current rate, pretty much all of London will be gone.
Yeah, sadly.
There's only one really good thing to ever come out of London or out of England. And technically it's filmed in Wales. Doctor Who. Oh, and Aero bars. I do love my Aero bars.
Ew.
What?
Yeah. So, all right, we got like 4 minutes left. Jeez.
Because we can't stay on topic because apparently
That's what makes the show good, though.
I think it probably annoys people.
Well, you know what? If it annoys them, then they don't have to listen.
No, they need to listen because one day we'll actually manage to do the show right.
I think we do the show right.
I think we have fun with the show, which is
Yeah.
all that matters.
Exactly. I would
It's
rather
free
have.
radio. What do you expect from
I'd
us
rather
people?
have fun doing the show than be worried about whether or not the listeners are entirely happy with how we do it. I mean, if we sit here and worry about how the listeners are going to like it, we'll never make everybody happy. Screw that. If they like the freaking show, they'll listen to it. If they don't, then don't listen to it.
I'm sorry.
By the
I
way,
was just-
it's too late to call in. Your 5 minutes is up.
But if you call in next week, I'll sell you Taylor for free.
Sorry, I take best offer, and it's a minimum of 10 grand. Yep. Minimum bid is 10 grand.
I'll sell you Taylor's Xbox.
I'll sell you Liz's cat.
Nobody wants that. My kitty is my kitty. Nobody gets that.
I'll sell Otto. I'm sure I'll find somebody who'll buy her.
No, she's my kitty.
And I'll sell her with the Christmas tree, too. So that way Otto can annoy them with the Christmas tree.
I will kill you.
I said the Christmas tree, not the ornaments.
Okay. Well, even then, the Christmas tree is 20 years old.
They don't have such thing as antique Christmas tree. You
It's
don't go.
a family heirloom.
You don't go
okay?
antiquing for Christmas trees.
Bullcrap, man. If I can find one of those old blue tinsel Christmas trees, I am on that like white on rice.
That's a horrible
Then again,
saying.
I'd have to move to Tosa. Or no, West Dallas. That's where they have the blue Christmas trees.
Oh, that's a horrible saying. White on rice, like flies on poop. What other ones are there? Like that?
I don't know. We
Jeez.
only have 2 minutes left, so should we just wrap?
All right, your favorite of all the books to movies or movies to books, your favorite. By the way, for the record, almost all movies get written into books nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, I recently found one
Okay,
for.
so my absolute favorite book to movie,
Yeah.
Lynch's Dune from 1981.
Not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't follow the book very closely, but dude,
It's
somebody
Dune. It doesn't have to.
and somebody gave Lynch a lot of money to be able to do a movie the way he wanted.
And it's Dune. It
And this
doesn't
is the
have
man
to,
that brought us
so-
such wonderful things like Blue Velvet and Eraserhead. Okay, and yours? Come on, Mr. Taylor.
Island of the Blue Dolphins.
Never saw or read that.
No? What are you talking about? Grade school literature.
If I did read it, I've forgotten.
Kid trapped on Native American trapped on an island. She becomes friends with dolphins, domesticates a dog. Well, she doesn't actually become literally friends with dolphins. She domesticates a freaking dog, a bird, and a bunch of other things. Like,
Okay, so we have hit the end of our time.
yeah.
As always, we tend to not quite get everything done.
Well, there's just way too many movies to books and books to movies for this to be possible for us to cover everything. I can sit here and list every single one and still won't reach the end of the list by the time the show is over.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the zombie movies. Speaking of movies, what is next week's topic?
Oh,
'Cause I have no idea. Should we just do dark comedies next week? Inject a little humor
Define dark comedy.
Um,
Give me an example of a movie.
Donnie Darko.
I barely remember the movie. I think it was high when I watched that one.
Heathers. I know you've never seen it because that's
Oh,
no.
God. Chicks.
Fight Club.
It opens up with this chick buried to her neck in the ground, and these people are playing croquet, where her head is the goal.
Great example of a dark comedy. God Bless America.
Oh, okay.
That kind of, the kind of tongue-in-cheek. I really shouldn't find this funny, but it's freaking hilarious. Boondock Saints. Dark comedy.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that one then.
Okay. So until next week, I'm Liz.
Yeah, I'm Taylor.
And have a good night.